Good evening. Welcome to the 2025 State of the City in La Quinta. There we go. I'm Brandon Marley, the President and CEO with the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce. It's our privilege to partner with the City of La Quinta, and we're excited to host you today. Our goal for this event is to create a sense of community and foster a shared vision for the future of La Quinta. We want you to feel invested and proud of your city, just as much as the city is committed to investing in you. To begin, let us honor our country by welcoming Ali Felix, graduate of La Quinta High School, to the stage for the national anthem. Please stand and join me.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Ali. You can be seated. So I'd like to start by thanking the team here at the La Quinta Resort and Club. Let's give them a round of applause. I'd also like to thank my team here at the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce. I know they're spread kind of around the room, but I'd like to give them a round of applause for the hard work they put into this event. And I would now like to welcome to the stage our regional board chair, Lindsay Grant with 379 Enterprise Management Corporation, the business management arm of the Augustine Band of Cahuilla Indians.
Good evening. It's our privilege to partner with the City of La Quinta, and we're so excited to host all of you today in this beautiful room. Let's take a moment to please thank all of our Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce Regional Board Directors in attendance tonight, if you wouldn't mind standing to be recognized. And now let's recognize the sponsors of tonight's event. We wouldn't be able to have this beautiful evening. We thank you for your continued support of the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber and the business community. This event would not be possible without your commitment to the business community. First, I'd like to thank our title sponsor, the Desert Wildlife Center. They've prepared a short video. Let's check it out.
Hi, I'm Micah Curtis, Director of the Desert Wildlife Center. I'm thrilled to announce that we are now accepting wild injured birds for care and rehabilitation. We could not have done it without our community, so thank you. As the only wildlife rehabilitation center in the Coachella Valley, The Desert Wildlife Center is a refuge for sick, injured, and orphan wildlife in need of care and rehabilitation. Located in Indio, we spent the past year preparing to open. With operational permits secured and renovations completed, we're ready to make an impact. The Coachella Valley is home to an incredible variety of wildlife, many of which are found nowhere else. But as wildlands are developed, these animals face growing challenges from shrinking habitats to human-made hazards. That's where the Desert Wildlife Center steps in. Our initial focus will be on wild birds, with plans to expand to reptiles and mammals. Beyond providing medical care, we aim to educate our community, fostering understanding and coexistence with the incredible wildlife that shares our valley. The Desert Wildlife Center stands as a vital lifeline for the wildlife of the Coachella Valley. We are committed to creating a future where our unique environment and its inhabitants continue to thrive together.
And now I'd love to recognize our second title sponsor, Inland Regional Energy Network. You may have noticed on your table you have QR codes. You can scan those codes to find out more about the impact IREN is having throughout our region. They've also provided a short video for us.
The Inland Empire is a vibrant region, but our future depends on smart energy solutions. That's why 3 councils of government came together to form the Inland Regional Energy Network, or IREN. IREN connects local governments, workers, and community partners with much-needed energy efficiency resources, education, and funding. We currently offer no-cost programs in 3 sectors: public, workforce education and training, and codes and standards. We are passionate about building a stronger and more equitable clean energy economy throughout Riverside and San Bernardino counties. IREN, your local champion for equitable access to energy resources.
And let's thank our first presenting sponsor, Desert Care Network, who's also provided a short video for us.
At Desert Care Network, we're not just providing care, we're investing in the future of health for our community. With cutting-edge technology and innovative treatments, we advance care every day across the region's most extensive healthcare network, from breakthrough cancer therapies to leading heart, lung, and surgical programs. Our expert teams deliver excellence because your health deserves nothing less. Desert Care Network, advanced care, close to home.
And thank you to our second presenting sponsor, Palm Springs International Film Society, who's also provided a video for us.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Van Camp, Programming and Education Manager for the Palm Springs International Film Society. At the Film Society, we believe in the power of film to educate, inspire, and connect. Our educational outreach programs are designed to engage students not only across the Coachella Valley, but Riverside County as well, nurturing creativity, sparking curiosity, and opening doors to new perspectives. One of our cornerstone programs is Filmmaker in the Classroom, where local high school students connect directly with ShortFest alumni. They have the opportunity to engage with working filmmakers in a classroom setting, gaining real-world insights and inspiration to tell their own stories. We also host Student Screening Day, an annual event where thousands of students experience a specially curated film from our festival lineup. It's an unforgettable opportunity to explore global cultures, develop empathy, and engage in thoughtful discussion. We're also proud to involve local youth through our 2 jury programs, Kids' Choice and Young Cineast Juries, giving elementary, middle school, and high school age students the opportunity to experience films from around the world, discuss their impact, and even select their favorite films to win awards. At our annual Short Fest in June, we also invite students from around the valley to our high school filmmaker boot camp. where they learn from veterans in the industry and even craft their own short films for viewing at the end of the day. Thanks to the generosity of so many supporters, we were able to increase the impact of our education programs by 36%. We look forward to being able to continue expanding our programs and impact on youth. And through our Filmmaker Retreat at Sunnylands, we create space for filmmakers from around the world to connect, collaborate, and share their creative journeys with one another. These programs, along with internships, mentorships, and year-round screenings, reflect our mission to cultivate the art of film and foster cross-cultural understanding. To learn more or to support our educational outreach programs, visit psfilmfest.org.
And thank you to our visionary media sponsor, NBC Palm Springs Univision.
NBC Palm Springs and Univision Palm Springs stands with you, the city of La Quinta. From the iconic La Quinta Hotel to vibrant Old Town La Quinta, we share the pride of the gem of the desert. We believe in the collective talents and passions of the people of La Quinta, propelling the city forward with innovation and creativity. The word new is embedded in what we do best.
There is something new coming to the Valley. A wonderful organization has decided to open.
From its indigenous roots to agricultural pioneers, we're proud to showcase the growth and continued shine of La Quinta. Because we understand, knowledge is power. On TV, online, and on social media, Univision Palm Springs and NBC Palm Springs is connecting the Valley.
All right, last I'd like to thank our community sponsors. The script says hold your applause, but we're in the city of La Quinta, so let's see who can cheer the absolute loudest. Altura Credit Union, AT&T, Bank of California, Burtec, Coachella Valley Public Cemetery District, California Bank and Trust, Coachella Valley Rescue Mission, College of the Desert, DAP Health, Desert Arc Shredding and Recycling. There we go. Desert Oasis Healthcare, Desert Recreation District, Desert Urgent Care, Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, Local IQ in the Desert Sun, Picasso, Riverside County Supervisor V. Manuel Perez, Rattan, Sunlight Transit Agency, and Visit Greater Palm Springs. Thanks to all of our sponsors for their support. And I'd like to thank all of our elected officials in attendance this evening. I know you just sat down to eat, but if you wouldn't mind standing and being recognized real quick so we can all clap. There you are. All right. Now please join me in welcoming Jeff Fishbein, Chair of the La Quinta Chamber of Commerce.
Everybody having a great time so far? Come on, you guys can be louder than that. I heard Desert Arc over there. All right. Well, welcome everybody. I'm Jeff Fishbein with Caldwell Banker Realty, now with an office actually here in La Quinta, about to open up. So let's give it up for that. We're opening tomorrow, 4 o'clock, ribbon cutting. We're going to have food. We're going to have cocktails and wine. Please come join us. Love to see you out there. Help us cut that window. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate that. I know you are. I wanted to take a moment and recognize some of our amazing people who make up the La Quinta Chamber of Commerce, the board of directors. These folks are truly dedicated to making La Quinta a better place. They work hard to represent the La Quinta business community. I'd like all of the La Quinta Chamber of Commerce board of director members to now please stand or remain standing as I read your names. Come on, stand up. I know you're out there somewhere. Come on. Doug Motz, Motz Rusin Insurance Agency. Angelique Ontiveros, Desert Arc Shredding and Recycling. Chris Little, Desert Jet. Eileen Diaz, Cameo Palms. Mike Williams, Capitus Real Estate. Nikki Robinson, STV Audio and Video Services. Jenna Conrad, JNS Next. All right. Celine Trujillo, NBC Palm Springs Univision. Gina Reyes, Postal Connection. And our newest board member, Brian Murphy from Jimmy John's. Thank you all for all that you do here in the business community. And now on to our business awards. We want to acknowledge some essential leaders in our community and use this moment to honor our local community. Over the past year, these businesses have demonstrated a unique contribution and involvement to La Quinta. As we announce award winners, we invite you to take the stage to accept your award, take a photo, and share a few words, please. First, our 2025 La Quinta Volunteer of the Year goes to Alison Hendrix, NBC Palm Springs Univision. Even got music.
Thank you so much for this honor. I love the city of La Quinta, and I'm proud to call it my home. Thank you to the city and our extraordinary elected officials, Mayor Linda Evans, my dear friend and neighbor, Deborah, Kathy, John, and Steve. Each one of them has sat in our La Quinta Chamber board meetings along with the incredible La Quinta staff and spent time talking about the city, the business community, and what we can do to come together to make events, business, and the city in general thrive. I've had the pleasure of volunteering with Scouting America to accompany my sons as they participated in the Hunter Lopez Memorial and the 9/11 Vigil, both supported by our wonderful city. I'd also like to thank Brandon Marley, Lindsey Grant, and the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce, especially to Jeff Fishbein and the La Quinta Chamber Board of Directors. These are all individuals who volunteer their time to plan events for the business community in our town and bring events like this and the La Quinta Car Show to fruition. And I wouldn't be here without if it wasn't for my boss, my GM, Bob McCauley, who not only encouraged me, but our entire team to get involved in the community. I started as an ambassador, moved on to the La Quinta Chamber Board, and now serve on the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber Regional Board. I'd also like to shout out my team that's here today, two of which, Sandy and Jose, who have also earned the prestige of and recognition as Volunteer of the Year Award in their respective cities. NBC and Univision Palm Springs is proud to support our communities. And finally, to my husband, Joey, and our two boys, Bradley and Wells, and our extended family, I couldn't do what I do without your help and support, whether it's a ribbon cutting, a mixer at night, or working a shift at one of the weekend events. I appreciate all you do to take care of our family when I can't be there. I love you eternally and I'm grateful for you. Thank you.
And now our 2025 Nonprofit of the Year goes to CactusToCloud Institute. Please come to the stage.
Good evening, everybody. It's great to be here. My name is Tracy Bartlett, and I am one of the co-founders of the CactusToCloud Institute. On behalf of my colleagues at CactusToCloud, I want to thank the Chamber of Commerce and the City of La Quinta for honoring our dedication to environmental protection, increasing access to outdoor education and recreation in the Coachella Valley. A little bit about us. We began as a project by 4 certified California naturalists united by a passion for the California desert. Our mission is to build a better future for the Coachella Valley. But La Quinta itself holds a very special significance for us. Our co-founders are all La Quinta residents, and we hold many of our meetings in La Quinta coffee and tea shops, and we work from home. In fact, you can find us around the kitchen table with sticky notes on the wall. Our recent projects include the designation of the Chuckwalla National Monument in the eastern Coachella Valley and the development and implementation of free naturalist courses for everyone, from low-income youth in the eastern Coachella Valley to retirees looking for a new challenge and to professionals looking for skill building and career development. We recognize how important public land and outdoor recreation is to our local economy. We invite you to join us on our free hikes and to join our upcoming Jeep and bike tours where we highlight the biodiversity and beauty within the Coachella Valley and the Chuckwalla National Monument and the opportunities that lie there. As you all know, protecting the environment is crucial, not only for the land, the plants, the animals that call our desert home, but also for our own physical and mental health and quality of life. The economic benefits, a pleasant living environment, the preservation of cultural and historical sites, and the clean air and water we all need to survive depend on our commitment to environmental protection. Thank you again to the La Quinta Business Chamber for this award. It means a lot to us. This achievement reflects the strength of our supporters here in the Coachella Valley, in particular La Quinta, and the dedication of this community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Alrighty, thank you so much. And now our 2025 new business of the year goes to one of my favorites, Chick-fil-A. Come on up. He's got swag on and all. Yeah, that's impressive.
Hey, so I'm Matt Loke, owner-operator Chick-fil-A La Quinta. Huge fan of La Quinta. The welcome we've had has just been incredible. We've hired all local and just blown away with the patience in the community that you guys have given us. We're excited to get back to youth and education and just be part of La Quinta. So thanks so much for this great award, and we're excited to get better every day.
Apparently I forgot my Caldwell Banker shirt and sweatshirt. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'll wear it tomorrow for sure. All righty, and now our 2025 Restaurant of the Year goes to Ernie's Bar and Grill.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Flavio. I am Director of Food and Beverage for Ernie's Bar and Grill. I'd like to thank the Chamber of Commerce for this award, and first and foremost for our membership at PGA West. They've always been wonderful. Our owners and our wonderful staff, including our executive chef. So come see us. We're open 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Thank you. Thank you.
Our next award goes to somebody who's really been a volunteer for us for many, many years here in the city of La Quinta. He served on our board of La Quinta Chamber for many years, and we're excited to have him as the 2025 Business of the Year. It goes to Foulds Health Insurance Agency, Randy Foulds. Come on up. And his beautiful wife, Lisa, too.
Hi, everybody. First of all, I want to thank the La Quinta Chamber of Commerce and the La Quinta Chamber board members for this. I also want to thank the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce, the bigger board, we used to call it the big board. I also want to take the moment to thank the City of La Quinta, the leadership of the City of La Quinta, and the administration of the City of La Quinta for making such an incredible pro-business community. I moved my family here 16 years ago. It's been a great place for us to raise our family. But we moved our business here 12 years ago because I saw how pro-business this city is, and it continues to be. And I just want to say we couldn't have been the success we are without this city. So thank you.
All right, I'll take a page from Linda. What time tomorrow is everybody going to be at the Caldwell Banker ribbon cutting? 4 o'clock, Old Town La Quinta. Be there. All right, thank you all to this year's winners. Now we move on to the Mayor's Award and the State of the City. Please give a round of applause for my friend, Mayor Linda Evans, to the stage as she takes it from here.
Good evening. This place needs to liven up a little bit. Come on, let's hear you. Please, this is the La Quinta State of the City. So we learned today that we kind of decided to do our own paper script. Oh, there it is. And then Marcy says, oh, guess what? Everything's on a teleprompter. So things are moving, but I'm not really reading them right now. So this is the exciting part where we get to do the Mayor's Award, but I would like to introduce the rest of our City Council and have them come up and join me because, as you know, in La Quinta, it's a team effort. So let's invite Mayor Pro Tem Deborah McGarry, Councilmember John Pena, Councilmember Steve Sanchez, and Councilmember Kathleen Fitzpatrick as we recognize our Mayor's Award for tonight. There's really no script for this, and I honestly didn't see this business here, so hopefully they heard about it. Just kidding. So before we get into the state of the city, we do want to thank the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce because it takes a village, as we often say, with this team. And as Randy said, just being pro-business, being just collaborative with the business community, with the Chamber of Commerce, with the board members that many of them live and work and have businesses in La Quinta. We greatly appreciate that collaboration and camaraderie. It just makes things easier, and it helps with what our milestones and momentum are, which is our theme for tonight. But for the Mayor's Award, So when we get to choose the Mayor's Award, and I'll say we because it starts with me, but then I always check with the staff to make, or the rest of the council to make sure everybody's on board. And oftentimes it's that new business, like a Chick-fil-A who's rising star and great addition. And sometimes it's a nonprofit like Old Town Artisan Studio was last year because of the depth of their work in the community as a nonprofit and how they have coordinated efforts with other nonprofits. But there's a business here that sometimes we all recognize constantly, but it's worth really mentioning specifically now, because when we look at the history of our city of La Quinta and where we're going into the future and how we got here, you take a group of people who were traveling amongst the desert and decided to land in this spot amongst the beautiful Santa Rosa Mountains and thought, this might be the place we want to be. Maybe we want to build a little casita. Maybe we want to build a hotel. Maybe we want to start a city. Let's do all kinds of things and then create this destination, this executive retreat for people to come, whether they're filming movies in Hollywood, whether they're traversing across from LA to another state. And you look at how it grows, and you look at that capture of night sky and the stars and everything we love about this beautiful city and its history. And we've got this resort that's coming across 100 years in our community, 100. We're only 40, almost 43 years old as a city. But La Quinta was named because of this resort. So this year's Mayor's Award is because of the La Quinta Resort and that not only the hotel tax and the millions of hotel tax dollars that they've contributed over the years, because it's probably 75% of our total budget on an ongoing basis, but it's because of the feeling that people have. When you talk to people and they say, I've been to the resort. When we recruit physicians at Desert Care Network, we'll bring them in the middle of the night and drive them from the airport and put them in a room here or something, and they wake up thinking, where in the heck did they take me? It's so dark. And they wake up and they just say, this is what the magic is about La Quinta Resort. So I'm proud to announce this year's Mayor's Award is for the La Quinta Resort and Spa, and I do see the General Manager, Dermot Connolly, in the back, so come on down so we can recognize you.
Yeah, you know it.
Okay, let's do a photo and then you get to speak. Okay. All right, right over here. There you go. All right, Dermot, it's all yours.
Thank you so much. And for the best city council anywhere as well. Again, who support us every inch of the way. And thank you for all you do for us. But it's really not me. This resort is made up by about 850 team members who make this place so special each and every day. And I'm just going to mention a couple of those team members. And the first one is going to be a person called Linda Rodriguez. And she's been with us for 42 years. Right behind her is another lady, and her name is Patty Ward. Patty just hit 40 years with us. And right behind Patty is another gentleman back here in the receiving area. His name is Art Rodriguez, and he's been just touching 40 years as well with us. So just think about that. And if we add up the tenure of our team members, we have about 20% of our team members who have been here over 20 years with us. So you know that's very special when we have a place to work in an environment like that that just is so special, people want to come to work every day. That sign in the back over there is really kind of symbolizes what we do here. We do what we love, and that's what we do every day. We invite people here from all over the world. They come for meetings, for groups, for weddings, for all types of occasions. And that's what, and it's so special. It's so special because of La Quinta, and it's so special because of this city where it exists. This amazing infrastructure that we have here too. You guys do a phenomenal job with the roads and the entire infrastructure of the city, and it just feels like a great place to be. And that's why we have been successful. So thank you, La Quinta. Thank you, every business in La Quinta that supports us. Thank you, every business that makes the stay of each customer of ours that comes here so special. So we appreciate everything that La Quinta does for us. And again, thank you for supporting us. And we are proud to be here at the heart of La Quinta. Thank you all.
Okay, let's get rolling and continue. Okay, we're going to do some introductions because this is our opportunity, just like the Chamber, to brag a little bit about the people that help contribute and make this monster of a gem of the desert tick. So please allow me to provide some recognition and respect for those that allow us to do what we do every day that we serve this great community. So let's start with our Sheriff's Department. We have from Riverside County Sheriff's Department, Captain Andy Martinez, our new Lieutenant Nick Lingle, and Lieutenant Frank Velasco, all of whom have been promoted along the way. And from Fire, we do have Chief Richard Tovar, who has been up helping the Mammoth fires, as well as County Fire Supervisor Chris Cox. Where's Chris? I think I saw him earlier. Yes. We always ask both Sheriff and Fire about mutual aid, and I think Mammoth's a little out of the jurisdiction, but that's okay. We're happy to help. We love Mammoth. And from our city, we've got a crew tonight, so let me go through them. I'll announce the executive team members as well as then the people that are underneath their departments, starting with our own city manager, who's just really been with the city almost longer than some of us have, as initially a consultant and then as city manager, John McMillan. You'll be hearing from him. You'll be hearing from him a little bit later. Our city attorney, so when we cheered for that sponsor called Rattan, Uncle Rattan, Rattan and Tucker, Bill Erkey is our city attorney, and they're sponsoring tonight. Thank you, Bill. And amongst John's office is our executive specialist and the keeper of our calendars and meetings, and Jennifer Nelson. Thank you, Jennifer. You know this name well because we stole her for good reason. Our marketing specialist, Sherry Barkas, from one of the sponsors that got no applause, but I guess there's still a paper out there. Thank you. And the person that helped make this every year happen, as well as the branding you see, the Love La Quinta. She's really our brand queen and marketing guru. And I know she's in the back because she's like, you're not reading the script and clicking the slides yet, but that's okay. Marcy Graham. Where are you? I think she's back there. And Marcy has an addition, Lucas Reyes, who's been with her. So if you don't see Marcy someplace, you're going to see Lucas. Moving on to our Human Resources Deputy Director, Carla Triplets here, along with technicians Tanya Martinez and Gio Reyes. Thank you for the work that you do. You'll be hearing a little bit more because this script was kind of written by this team. Our Finance Director, we bow to her, Claudia Martinez, and our Principal Management Analysis, Rose Halleck, as well as Finance Manager, Virginia Ortega. Thank you. Our finance team wins awards over and over and over again. And of course, we will be also talking about this department a lot because they take a lot of our budget. And this is our City Engineer and Public Works Director, Brian McKinney, with Associate Engineer Amy Yu, and our Maintenance and Operations Deputy Director, Tony Ula, as well as Diane Hansen, and our Interim Deputy Director, Sherry Flores, for Planning, Design, and Development. We've also have Hub Manager Tommy Sanchez and Building Official. Most people know AJ Ortega because he's out inspecting your businesses before you're allowed to open. And he learns that gray is a really good color for us sometimes when we need things to move along. Just kidding, AJ. When you talk about somebody who's obsessive compulsive, you need people in those jobs that are full-on analysts and data nerds and everything to the T, and that would be our city clerk, Monica Redeva, and her whole team, Deputy City Clerk Olivia Rodriguez and Oscar Mojica. Thank you for the work that you do. And we always call this the fun department because when you go out to things in La Quinta and you see all the activity, whether it's veterans or a concert in the park or you name it, wellness center, all of the fun things that happen, that's led by Community Services Deputy Director Christina Calderon. We've also got Michael Calderon, no relation, but the dynamic Calderon team, and Community Services Specialist Caroline Duran. So anybody that's been at the Wellness Center and has been in La Quinta for a long, long time is Caroline Duran. Oh, and side note, the electrical issues at Fritz Burns Park have been fixed, and pickleball lights are on right now and will be on early morning. So if anybody was wondering about that, it was a safety thing, and we wanted to protect you all. Okay, and then last but certainly not least is our Director of Business and Housing, Gil Villapando, the big Gil. And his management specialist is Lori McGinley, and then we'll be moving into public safety a little bit, but our public safety deputy director and executive member is Martha Mendez, and we have senior code compliance officer Cole Woods, and of course Lisa Chastain. So thank you, Team La Quinta. Give them please a round of applause. They deserve it. I was checking the clock because I feel like we're ahead of schedule, so feel free to get a drink. We're not going to be here until like 8 o'clock tonight, so you're in good shape. We'd rather have like social time and fun. All right, so this year's theme is our momentum and milestones, and it's a night that we celebrate not only this moment in time, but also the energy that drives our community forward. And this momentum and milestones theme is more than just tonight's phrase. It's a way that we help develop that blueprint for our collective effort. And it's easy to, I'm looking, maybe that does work. It's easy to acknowledge the headwinds and challenges that face a growing city, yet La Quinta continues to demonstrate drive and resilience. We have maintained our focus, and the results clearly are undeniable, and thank you for the wonderful comments from the award recipients on our collaboration. We're joined together tonight to celebrate incredible achievements, and we've got a couple examples of this. Number one, the completion of our Dune Palms Bridge. I know that was a group effort. We had its milestones. We had a tropical storm. We had COVID. We had funding partners that decided to change why they should fund it, and then we upfronted money, and then it came around, and now it provides a nice safety corridor, safe route to schools, and really is an expensive example of the right thing to do for our community. And our momentum isn't slowing down with this bridge being done, it's only building. And we are simultaneously continuing to lay the groundwork for the next generation of La Quinta as we look at not only our pavement plan on the Highway 111 and the Washington Highway 111 intersections, but the Highway 111 corridor. And you'll hear a little bit about that because that's the future of our economic driver going forward to allows us to maintain that infrastructure. So together again, we're joined tonight to celebrate the incredible achievement that we collectively have accomplished, and at the same time, we want to recognize the hard work that has been put in to complete these tasks and look ahead with confidence at the path that is ahead of us. So thank you for being part of the Heart and Drive. A show of hands or a round of applause for people who have a business in La Quinta or are a resident of La Quinta. Thank you. It's always a good turnout for our own blood here, which is great, and we welcome others as you are here to recognize really what makes us tick, which is great. Okay, so again, thank you so much and welcome to the State of the City. So let's continue on because as I said before, it's a team effort. So like our personal businesses, our personal budgets, and our professional goals, we all have those goals and objectives to keep us on track. And La Quinta is no different. So Councilmember Fitzpatrick will review La Quinta's strategic plan in order to have an understanding of our priorities and what resources are needed to achieve them. And I'll invite up Kathleen and allow you to watch this short video.
A strategic plan really is a living document that helps guide us to keep our goals and our objectives in line with what our community needs, and helps us focus on making sure that we haven't lost sight of the values that we hold dear. General plan is really all about land use and how we grow as a city physically. A strategic plan is more about how our residents feel about the city of La Quinta and how those feelings and those needs meet the future objectives for growing the city in a more organic way. Every year, the city of La Quinta holds a community workshop. Out of that have come things that we know we all value together. We call them our sacred values. Strategic plan has come out of those sacred values. We developed focus areas that really continue to help us keep our mind on what's going forward. Our strategic plan has 13 areas that we're focusing on. Obviously, our IID issues with needing more power. Utility upgrades like undergrounding the utilities in the Cove. Increasing housing across all economic levels. Economic development, marketing and tourism, and our Highway 111 revisioning. Obviously, the expansion of La Quinta through the sphere of influence. Enhancing recreation, health, and wellness opportunities. Sustainability, it's good for all of us, not just La Quinta. Public safety, and continuing to enhance community involvement, including youth. It's really important that cities like La Quinta have a strategic plan because it's emblematic of the fact that we listen to our residents. It's important for our residents to feel that they have an impact, and that impact is quantifiable. What gets measured gets done. Momentum and milestones together are what drive our strategic plan, ensuring steady progress towards La Quinta's future. Well, I'm looking at this, and I said it all, so I think that the important things that what we're talking about are that we're moving forward into the future with a good plan. We have spend a lot of time talking to our residents. We spend a lot of time talking amongst ourselves. We have a lot of studies done, and it's all emblematic, as I said, of our desire to grow with our residents into the future. The biggest priority, I think, going forward is our IID as we addressing the lease agreement and equipment needs. And we've been at the forefront of moving this into the top of mind for everybody in the Valley. And I look around and I see people, John McMillan and Tom Kirk, who've spent a lot of time working on this for the last 5 years. So we are moving forward. We recognize things. We take advantage of the fact that we have staff and people who are willing to work with us on these priorities. And so like I said, our strategic plan is here to help us grow. And in order to accomplish it, accomplish all of these goals, obviously, we must continue to have a strong and stable financial position. And so the mayor's going to give us a brief update, and if it's anything like my video, she probably won't have to say much.
We're good.
Okay, good.
I love this. I told you it was going to be a little lighter this year, right? Okay, but the finance part's heavy because you can't do anything without money, right? And we want to brag a little bit about the fiscal strength for the city of La Quinta because we do have a policy of fiscal conservatism to allow for those rainy days, planning, and future. And to start with, let's just talk about one remarkable achievement that La Quinta has continued to achieve, and that's the California Policy Center's Local Fiscal Health Dashboard, which evaluated more than 400 cities across the state, and the city of La Quinta ranked number 7 in the statewide. We're a small city, number 7. We do have 2 other cities in this valley who also are in that top 10 ranking, and we're proud to be partners with them as well here. And we earned a score of 96 out of 100, and I'll say that little shortfall was just because that pension obligation target just keeps moving. So depending on when the actuarials are done, we're either paid in full or then they change it and we're off a little bit. But nonetheless, the fiscal health ranking looks at key indicators like the reserves, the debt levels, the liquidity, and pension obligations, and La Quinta continues to perform exceptionally well in all of these areas. And this ranking really confirms what we know. We know that La Quinta's financial foundation is among the strongest in the state. It reflects years of discipline from councils long before us, disciplined budgeting, a well-diverse revenue base, as well as careful stewardship of our taxpayer dollars. And it's also a reflection of the council's commitment to fiscal sustainability and transparency, as well as the staff, as our finance staff and our financial advisory commission's efforts for ongoing oversight of that as well. So in short, a good high score, you know, when your kids are getting good scores, you reward them, right? Well, we get rewarded by things like pavement, new parks, cultural centers. And it allows us also to invest in public safety because we know that's a priority. You can't have a strong city without a safe city. And our investment in public infrastructure, community amenities, and maintaining those healthy reserves is part of our long-term stability. So the next few slides, we do have a few slides to share. We are going to take a closer look on how we've maintained the fiscal strength, starting with the 5-year trends in revenues and expenditures, and then review our reserve categories so we can see the balances and ensure that we're well positioned for the future. So this is where the teleprompter is going to be off because I whacked a bunch of stuff. So operating budget forecast about $92.2 million in general fund revenues, with about a proposed $92.8 million in expenditures. Now, a lot of the tax revenue comes from Measure G sales tax. Thank you again for all the 2016 voters who voted for that extra 1%. It's a gift that keeps on giving. And majority of that, almost 100% of that, $14.4 million will be used for capital improvement funds, such as transportation projects. As we've talked about, pavement management is an ongoing thing, not just when the roads are not in the right shape. Parks and facility enhancements, our cultural campus, Bear Creek Trail, and the like, as well as other things like landscape improvements, drainage. You can see by the rain that we had that we're not having the massive flooding that we experienced in 2012 and 14 because we've invested millions to address those problem areas so that we have access for our public emergency vehicles and our residents are not trapped like they were in the past. That takes planning and investment. And of course, as most cities, our top 3 revenue sources for the general fund, which is about $55.1 million. So these top 3 things is 60% of our budget. That's, of course, sales tax revenue, property taxes, and transient occupancy tax, which is our hotel tax, short-term rental tax. And we'll review on the next slide of how this translates into our reserve structure, because our Financial Advisory Commission, as well as staff, has recommended strong reserves. We wanted those rainy day objects that we have had to use to make sure that we can see ourselves through, especially during COVID, different economic disasters, as well as godly disasters. So general fund reserve overview, basically if you look at the amounts we've got it broken down by natural disasters, economic disasters. Who never thought that COVID would be considered an economic disaster? But we were able to really fund many of our small businesses in loans to help them either flex, convert to outside dining, just transform the way they did things, to-goes, all of those things. And I'm seeing, you know, Chris over here from Roadrunner and Desert Club, who really was a pillar in making sure that he was able to keep his staff employed and continue to deliver a quality product in some way, shape, or form, whether it's senior plates program, outdoor dining, to go, what have you. And many of the businesses did the same thing. So that was economic disaster. We've got cash flow. That's an ongoing kind of back and forth that you need as things ebb and flow, as well as the slide disappeared. So we'll go with the overall reserves of $145 million in the city of La Quinta, which again, we remain prepared, flexible, and very financially strong. And it's not just this council, it's the staff, it's prior councils, it's our commissioners who volunteer their time because they have a vested interest. As Randy said, we have to maintain that pro-business and quality of life for our residents, and you need to have those strong reserves in order to do that. So another part of our fiscal responsibility to not only our employees in the city is to take those proactive measures to pay down those pension obligations. This is a big ticket. You want to ask your city, what are our pension obligations? What is that dollar amount? Because Indian Wells and Rancho Mirage and La Quinta, I think, are the only 3 cities in this valley that are 95 to 100% completely paid. The other ones have some bigger issues, and those are longer-term millions of dollars owed, and it's a big-ticket item, and it's a black cloud that was hanging over our head years ago when former council member, now Dr. Robert Ratty, was on council saying, let's start tackling this. And right now, we're at 95% funded with about a $3 million need, and again, those actuarials come in, economy remains good, that might maintain itself, and we continue to make those payments so that we have that pension plan funded. So again, these long-term strategies really strengthen that fiscal health overall, and strong finances also equate to the ability to spend money on things like public safety, because you want to invest in what you want accomplished in your city, and public safety is one of those priorities. So with that, we're going to introduce Mayor Pro Tem Deborah McGarry to share more on public safety, and there's a video to view while she's coming up to the podium.
For people that are looking for a place to live, one of the first things they look up is what's the crime rate? What's the safety rate? Is this really a place that I want to live? Is this where I want to raise my children? Is this a place that we want to continue to grow our family? And the answer is yes. When you start to look at what the city of La Quinta has done in regards to investing into the amount of services that we need and we require to keep our residents happy and safe, it makes it a place where our residents feel comfortable. Our number one responsibility is public safety. We don't have a city that residents want to move into, that businesses want to invest in, that tourists want to come to if you have a significant or any type of a reputation of having crime. We have our Measure G, which is our sales tax. That provides so much benefit to our city where we're able to pay for our first responders and be able to help to support the quality of life that our residents want to live in and want to invest in the city of La Quinta. The city has seen a 50% decline in theft-related crimes since 2022. That's significant. But I believe a lot of that is tied to what we've put together with regards to our camera system, the tools that we give our first responders, and then on top of it, we're giving them what they need so that they could go ahead and respond quicker. Our other priority is helping to support our code enforcement. Our code enforcement has done so much when it comes to helping with short-term vacation rentals, reporting issues where people have possibly been camping out in areas that are not approved for camping. These are some of the goals that the city is focused on, just to continue to provide a safe community. We work together as a team, as a city, to make La Quinta safe for our businesses, our residents, and our visitors. With every milestone in public safety, we gain momentum towards a stronger, safer city.
Yay! Let's hear it for our first responders. Not only do we celebrate them today at lunch, but we're celebrating them again tonight. So again, thank you for all that you do. So our public safety accomplishments for 2024-2025 have been signing a 5-year contract with Riverside County Fire Department. Yay. Like I said, we love them, right? We signed a 3-year contract with Riverside County Sheriff's Department. And our Sheriff's Department continues to successfully use the public safety camera system and the flock in investigating crime in a more effective and efficient manner. So another part of what we did this year in regards to public safety accomplishments is that we sponsored 2 community emergency response teams. Those are our CERT teams, where it's a training course, and we provide that so that you can learn about earthquakes and different types of ways to protect yourself in case of an emergency. And we also hosted 3 personal preparedness workshops. We launched and hosted an inaugural meeting of La Quinta's Homeowners Association's Emergency Preparedness Group. We increased the community engagement by hosting 8 neighborhood watch meetings and 6 additional public safety events to host stronger community public safety collaboration. And with our code enforcement and animal services, we all love our animals, right? Right next to the public safety. So we rolled out a new dog leash education and enforcement initiative to encourage compliance and awareness. Again, this is about safety. We partnered with Riverside County Animal Services to offer 2 free spay and neuter clinics for the community and continue to seek opportunities to increase numbers for free clinics for the La Quinta residents. which is amazing. We're helping to control those issues with animals. And then finally, our 2025 and 2026 goals are to increase the availability of free and low-cost pet vaccinations and spay and neuter clinics for our residents, to host additional, so we've got a great audience here, right? We're livening it up tonight. To host additional emergency preparedness workshops to be better equipped for any type of community disaster, as all of us have lived several of those these last couple of years, and then continue to grow opportunities for community engagement between residents, police, fire, code enforcement, and emergency service personnel. And of course, to launch a focused compliance effort to address specific community needs and maintain neighborhood standards. So in addition to public safety, another costly investment is the capital improvement projects, CIP. People can easily note the difference between a well-maintained city and one that's always playing catch-up on their infrastructure needs. So here to tell us more about our CIP plan is Council Member Steve Sanchez.
We're at the X Park in La Quinta. It's about 30,000 square feet of fun. And whether you're 50 or 5 years old, it's an opportunity for anybody to come here, have a good time, be a kid again. And it's a great example of our capital improvement projects. Sometimes city government can be fun. It doesn't have to be boring. Capital improvement projects are extremely important to La Quinta because it connects us to the future, really, of our community. As growth happens, we need to ensure that our infrastructure in the community is ready for the next generation. The Dune Palms Bridge project is one of those projects that was much needed. And now traffic runs smoother. It's safer for the kids at the high school to be able to cross from one side to the other. And that's, again, something that the community wanted and needed. The Highway 111 repaving project is one of those projects that I think everybody, not just La Quinta residents, have been anticipating. It's smoother, the experience is better. You say, good, this is the La Quinta that I know and expect. The Fitzburns Park project, it's gonna be an amazing project. What we're doing is trying to enhance the quality and the experience that people have when they visit our parks. We have great parks in La Quinta, as it is. And just like anything else, it needs to be revamped, modernized. Once it's complete, you're gonna love it. We want our residents to wake up in the morning and say, I love living here, right? We want visitors, when they come to the city, and say, I love shopping here, and man, I should move to La Quinta, right? We want people of all walks of life in other cities in the Coachella Valley say, maybe I should pack my bags and move into the city of La Quinta. They know what they're doing over there. They keep the city beautiful. And that's what we pride ourselves on. Capital improvement projects give La Quinta the forward momentum to grow stronger, smarter, and more connected, while honoring the foundations we built. All right, good evening, La Quinta. All right, pavement management plan. It's a PMP, it's every 5 years, the PMP rate of La Quinta, we do about 130 center line miles of roadway to generate and kind of prioritize a list of projects. The overall condition of the city's road network is very good, with an average pavement condition index of 80 out of 100. So what does that mean? That index is important because it allows for additional funding and grant opportunities for more investments in our roads if a city can demonstrate that it maintains them regularly, which we do. While pavements may not sound very sexy and exciting to some of you, but it's a large portion of our investment during each 5-year plan. And from fiscal year 2021-2022 to our current fiscal year, the city has expended over $18.5 million in construction to maintain and rehabilitate our roadways. That's a lot of your investment in taxes, so thank you for that. Some of the more recent completed projects include about $1.1 million in about 5.5 center line miles of slurry pavement rehabilitation. The Cove area slurry seal, I know a bunch of you live here in the Cove, about $600,000 spent on close to 112 center line miles of slurry seal. And then our Highway 111 pavement rehabilitation, we spent close to $7.5 million, which includes road widening on the north side of the freeway between La Quinta Drive and Dune Palms Drive, and then about 1.7 center miles of repavement, rehabilitation. So it's a lot of miles that we're covering. We also completed this project in a very short period of time, and I want to thank our friends at Granite Construction for working double shifts and at night to complete and maximize the safety of our roads. So thank you to Granite on that. Highway 111 and Avenue 52 medium landscape refreshing. It includes updating the medium landscaping on Highway 111. I think we've all seen it as we drive by. Between our western city limits and our eastern city limits, between Avenue 52, Washington Street, and Jefferson Street. And Dune Palms Bridge, we covered that a little bit earlier. The estimated cost total was about $30 million, with federal funding covering about $23.5 million of that. The bridge projects are largely funded by highway bridge programs and additional fundings by CVAG. Thank you very much, Tom Kirk, your team, and all the CVAG member agencies. Their share was about $5.5 million, and CVAG's funding share included 100% of the CV Link project components, totaling $2.1 million. So thank you, Tom, for lending us that money. The project overview. This project replaced the existing low water crossing with a new all-weather bridge featuring 72 feet curb-to-curb roadway and 6 feet sidewalks on each side, and about 480 feet long, 86-foot wide structure. So quite a bit of concrete on that. And then it's a raised profile adjustment and drainage improvement, new and improved channel lining, and the project involves several agencies, and I want to call out our friends at CVWD back here for their collaboration on many of the projects throughout the valley, not just here in La Quinta. So thank you, CVWD, for your partnership and all your efforts. Some of our upcoming projects include pavement maintenance, rehabilitation projects in North La Quinta, pavement projects, rehabilitation projects in South La Quinta, and then the Cove area slurry seal. And our final bridge to complete is the Avenue 50 Bridge project, which we cannot wait for that to happen. So the purpose of the proposed improvements is to replace the existing low water crossing spanning the La Quinta evacuation channel at Avenue 50 and an all-weather access bridge. The proposed improvement will provide Coachella Valley motorists, pedestrians a safe path to travel across the La Quinta evacuation channel at Avenue 50. So regardless of adverse weather, the project will also provide reliable access for emergency vehicles and improve traffic circulation at Avenue 50 and the surrounding project area. So the proposed project, the proposed bridge is anticipated to be approximately 200 feet long and approximately 90 feet wide. And that project, it's only about $16 million, and it's in current design. So, Tom, do you have $16 million? No? Okay. All right, so let's shift gears away from our pavement management plan to move into the arts, culture, and recreation. So we have two large projects that enhance our museum and our very popular pickleball park at Fitzburn Park. Any pickleballers out here? Quite a few. We got one up here. All right. I think we have a few more people that they just don't admit it yet. All right. The cultural campus encompassing the museum and the lumberyard is currently in the design phase and represents a significant investment in the city's cultural and education future. So the project is focused on establishing a more and welcoming, clearly defined museum entrance, as you can see by the picture, enhancing the museum flow and functionality, creating inviting outdoor spaces for small events, art opportunities, and educational workshops. It's expanding and improving art facilities. Key projects and elements include a new promenade and entry courtyard with improved exterior connection to the casita. Has everybody seen our casita? Pretty cool little casita that we have. And in fact, in December, we have our tree lighting over there. So, what's that? Yeah, you cover that. The mayor's always correcting me because she's correct. The interior museum upgrade includes entry and archive official improvements and the Oasis courtyard at the Lumberyard for the community gathering. So a new archive building at Lumberyard, interior remodeling of the Lumberyard building, and then now let's go over Fitzburn Park. As you can tell by driving around, it's currently under construction. And the Fitzburn Park is located on the corner of Avenue 52 and Avenue de Bermudas. It's currently in construction, and the estimated cost is close to $7 million. And we're fortunate in La Quinta that we have the financial ability to do these kind of things. The improvement includes a plaza, promenade with public arts, play elements, seating, and shade. It gets a little hot if you haven't noticed in our desert, so the shading is important. Expanded playground with new equipment, shade lighting, and drinking fountains. New restroom buildings, modified existing parking lots with shade. We have a lot of shade. Electric vehicle charging stations, new water playgrounds with activity pools, expanded pool deck with shade and seating. And as we mentioned earlier, it takes a strong financial position to maintain our beauty and safe street. So the mayor will share a little bit more about economic development and housing update. So, Linda, you're up next. Housing development.
Yes, no?
I think so.
Let's see. Where are we? Boy, we had you talk a lot about technical stuff. Let's see. Yeah, steal that. All right. Cultural campus. Okay, we're going to talk about housing because that's what's on the screen. Because people want to know what's coming to La Quinta. Thanks, Steve. So everybody knows RHNA. RHNA is called the Regional Housing Needs Allocation, which is really a state mandate to say you have to build stuff whether you can afford to do it or not, and you have to find developers who are willing to fund those as well. So we've worked hard to acquire land over the last few years, knowing that the next cycle of RHNA will allow us to make those things happen. And we've got about 1,500 units over the last 8-year cycle, and the state's mandating another 1,500. So you think about La Quinta and that we're almost built out and where the land is and where it has to be in a walkable, workable public transportation, access to food, church, school, and you think, where is this all going to go? Well, we have a few ideas and we have a few plans. So right now the following projects are 100% affordable projects with about 30 to 70% of the area medium income limits, which are called low and very low. And one of the projects is going to be, if everybody knows where the Marriott Residence Inn is over by Costco, La Quinta has owned that big 10-acre lot. We sold a little bit off for the Marriott Residence Inn, which is doing great for TOT. And in that back portion, which actually is just north of the Coral Mountain currently workforce affordable housing, we'll be building another 96 units, about 3 stories, which will be comparable to Coral Mountain. And in front of that, you're wondering, well, why would you do that when there's a big empty space right along 111? And happy to announce that the AC Hotel by Marriott will be on that property as well. So they'll be facing each other, the Residence Inn, the AC Hotel by Marriott, and then we'll actually have workforce housing to help support those jobs right there on 111 corridor. So that's part of our accomplishment. Round of applause, please. That would be a good thing. That's good. But wait, there's more. We have another project that's east of Best Buy. So as we purchase those big vacant lots along Highway 111, we have surplus land from the state that then we allocate for affordable housing. And this is all now mixed use, that we call it, so we can put housing and commercial retail. And about 15.2 acres will allow us to do about 316 units in a 4-story kind of portion. Remember, the back of that is the wash. So the access to CV Link, all of the commercial corridor, clear next to the schools, public transportation, and so we've parceled those out into about 6 acres of housing, and then you've got some commercial residence as well. And are we looking at pictures, mixed use? Oh, so the one that you're looking at now is our mixed use component with the Chick-fil-A and Quick Quack Car Wash that is on the frontage of 111, and that backside will also be affordable and workplace housing that will be along, again, that whitewater wash. So we're able to go a little bit higher, but not like the ones by Costco that Indio built, but more aesthetically pleasing along the whitewater wash that won't impede people's backyards. No offense, Indio, but I'm a little offended. And they know it. I tell them that all the time. That's Indio. But nonetheless, we'll be able to achieve about 175 units there, and work our way towards a few other pockets in the city with other developers. And some of those we've got identified developers, some of them are in the RFP process. So that's a little bit about what's going to be coming vertical in that land along 111. Now that we've got the 111 pavement plan done, we'll hear a little bit more about the corridor plan. We've got the CV link completed. Thank you. That's all part of our connectivity and access points. And let's do a short video on economic development, and I'll share just a few more things about new businesses that we've obtained as well as those that are coming along.
Welcome to La Quinta, the beautiful gem of the desert. I'm standing on a land acquired by the city of La Quinta that will be the future home of residents here on workforce and affordable housing. We also have the Quick Quack Car Wash and Chick-fil-A behind me. We're thriving here on 111. Highway 111 corridor is really the prime commercial corridor for our city. Going from Washington to Jefferson Street, that short 2-mile span represents about 75% of our sales tax revenue. Sales tax revenue allows us to do enhancements like the wonderful paving job that we have on Highway 111 and the intersection at Washington and 111, as well as other city infrastructure. We've added a number of new businesses to complement the existing businesses that have supported La Quinta for years. In the Kohl's Hobby Lobby Center, we've added Daiso and Sports Warehouse, and in the Costco Center, we have the new Golf Bar, which is a multiple sports event and gathering center, as well as restaurant and bar. The exciting part is Sunridge Properties will be building an AC by Marriott branded hotel just across the street to complement our already existing Marriott Residence Inn. We're adding housing to 111, a mixed-use development that brings that work, live, and play all together in one walkable community. People want to live in La Quinta, and we want that diverse group of residents to be able to be here, walk to school, shop, go to church, and recreate, all within the confines of where they live. We want to attract retailtainment, so there's some pop-ups in these large parking lots, there's activity, there's music, there's events. All of this will complement the staying power of the destinations. So when you look at what the benefit is for residents, it gives our residents a reason to come out, support the city, shop local, and have that tax base continue to reinvest in the community where they can be safe, they can have great roads to travel on, and they can have opportunities for growth. What you will see as the Highway 111 corridor plan is implemented is how we have balanced both housing and retail, again with hotel, because that brings in hotel tax, to be able to complement the entire 2-mile stretch of La Quinta as it grows into the future. With economic development as a priority, La Quinta is building momentum that drives opportunity and growth to shape our city's future.
So Box of Kittens, Andy Lasco and Ian do our videos for us, and everybody does their own thing, and we do subjects. And that was, of course, over right behind kind of Quick Quack and Chick-fil-A in the dirt on one summer morning at about 100 and some odd degrees. And they're like, you have to sound chipper and happy. Just be you. So I like it. So we went over some of the businesses that we've opened. It's 24 businesses this past year, and thank you for the Chamber of Commerce for being able to host those ribbon cuttings as well, because of course we divide and conquer and try to get to as many of those as possible, because it's important to welcome those businesses to our community and support them on an ongoing basis. Some of the items and businesses that are slated on the go forward plan is next to Luna Grill, which again, Luna Grill, the Panera Bread, when they moved over into a larger drive-through, split that location in half, and Luna Grill's in one half, and Angry Chicks, the sign is up, but they're not yet open, will be in the other half. The old Coffee Bean location is going to be an Ono Hawaiian Barbecue. In the old IHOP location is going to be KK. In the Toscano's location, that's also being divided. Half of it will be Cava, and the other half is going to be a Shake Shack. The video highlights some of the other ones that we already have opened, and we continue again to bring new businesses, because that 2-mile stretch or so of the Highway 111 corridor is 75% of our sales tax. And it's an important piece to look at how people are spending money and getting the goods and services that they need to be able to attract them to that location, so it's not all online. But if you do online, make sure it's delivered to a La Quinta address, so we get that extra 1% sales tax through our destination use tax on Measure G. Okay, with that, we want to continue to also support the businesses that are in our Old Town and Village area, as well as throughout our city. Let's shift gears a bit, because we haven't heard from Councilmember Pena and our Design and Development Department, and a little bit about, we tease him as the historical perspective because he's kind of been around the longest. So, John, you're up. There's a video as well.
Thanks.
Welcome to the La Quinta Resort, and we're standing here in the Santa Rosa room surrounded by these magical mountains. La Quinta was incorporated in 1982, but it has a very historic and colorful past. The hotel here was built in 1926, so next year they're going to be celebrating their 100th year anniversary. La Quinta's been around a long time. The history of La Quinta has been very colorful. We've had a lot of Hollywood celebrities that came out early on. There was a lot of productions that were here, movies that were written here at this hotel. There were so many activities held here at the hotel early on in La Quinta's history. So it has a great tie to the community. We didn't have a city hall, so everything that was done in the past as La Quinta was becoming a city revolved around doing events here at the hotel. We have a lot of time for planning. You know, Highway 111 was only a 2-lane road. Washington Street, there was 1 stop sign, 2 lanes, again, 1 stop sign. So what you see now was not the way La Quinta was, and we've shaped that over the course of the last 40 years. The identity of the city today has really changed over the many years that we've been incorporated. We're known as the Gem of the Desert, and I think now it's a very sought-after community to live in. We're looking forward to preserving the historical structures that we have here in La Quinta. Whether it was the first real estate office that's located next to the old lumber yard. We're working to preserve that building along with the Historical Society. That's where our La Quinta Museum is located. We're going to expand that to be able to modernize it, have events there. We just started a La Quinta Historical Society plaque recognition program for houses that we have up here that were built back in the early 30s when the only homes were up here were just small, little, tiny bungalows. I've put my heart into this city. It's developed from basically sand dunes into what we see today. So I am totally invested in this community. I love this community. I love its residents. I love where it's going, and hopefully it will continue going in that same direction. The past is our compass. The future is our horizon. In La Quinta, we move forward with both.
Yes, we are moving forward, and it's the 7th inning stretch. I know everybody's tired. We're getting there. How about them Dodgers? So I hear one boo out there. Anyway, as we move forward, the previous projects that we've had here in the 2024, obviously I talked about our historical perspective and how we're trying to maintain our history here in the city. We've adopted a Mills Act ordinance, which allows designated historical landmarks to take advantage of property tax reductions in exchange for maintaining the historical integrity of the property. We're also working on Highway 111. As you know, 75% of our revenue comes from Highway 111. When we started that about 40 years ago, we knew that that was going to be developing differently. We wanted it to develop differently from other cities and how they develop their Highway 111. Of course, it's hard to have that crystal ball and see what's going to happen in the future and what businesses are going to come. But we're working on that corridor-specific plan, and the development code aims to guide infrastructure, business, and housing development. We're creating a unified space for shopping, living, working, and recreation, accessible by Highway 111, the CV Link, and other multi-use paths. The specific plan includes development scenarios based on market studies of the area and proposes replacing the existing specific plans along the corridor. We discussed that last night at our city council meeting, and we're going to move that forward. It'll probably come back to us in January as we answer some questions raised by some of the property developers up there. So we're going to be coming back with that. It'll probably be in January, as I just said. It'll go to the Planning Commission, but we feel very, very confident that what we're doing on Highway 111 will certainly cover a whole lot. So we've covered a number of future projects, and the Sphere of Influence Master Plan, our master plan that continues community outreach and reviews the land uses, infrastructure, and future development to evaluate the potential annexation of the areas located generally south of Avenue 52, north of Avenue 62, east of Monroe, and west of Harrison. Now, we've covered a number of highlights on projects throughout La Quinta. Let's focus on some of the added amenities that we have added and will add that are for the citizens of La Quinta to enjoy in the future. So with that, I'm going to invite Kathleen back up, kind of share some of those.
Okay, there's no video this time, so new information. You know, our Community Services Commission and staff get a lot of credit for putting on great events, but they also do a lot of serious work, and some of their major accomplishments this year have been helping us procure a mobile library resource van. This has been something that those of you who've been on this trip with me know that I served on the Community Services Commission 12 years ago, 15 years ago. But this has been, this van to create a mobile library has been something that our residents have asked for years. So we finally got the van, and we will be able to expand services from the library into our local parks, to the schools, to senior living communities, businesses, and community events. So this is a big deal. I'm really happy to see it and look for it out on the streets. We've also established, or they've also established for us to help them work with, a La Quinta Youth Collective to increase youth participation and their growth by participation in local city government. We've had 2 successful meetings with them. I'm very impressed with these 19 young people. It's not often you get young people who come into a room and actually communicate with one another, let alone the grown-ups that are in the room. We've updated our Art in Public Places master plan, and we've developed a work plan to install new murals at City Hall and Silver Rock Park. We partnered with Desert Sands School District this summer and the library on a summer program called Lunch at the Library, which provided free meals to youth 18 and younger. Upcoming projects include the revamped Iron Man, premiering next month. The course is solely in the southeast sector of La Quinta and the county, ending at Silver Rock Park. And after the marathon on the golf course, the park will host enhanced athlete and spectator experiences. So we're real excited about this. It will have less impact on other people outside our city and more impact on our own residents being able to enjoy something new and exciting, like having Silver Rock Park being the center of the actual triathlon. We've also collaborated with DRD this year. While Fritz Burns is under refurbishment, we've had DRD, Desert Rec District, move our pool programs over to Poly Pool in Indio. The park will be reopened with a ribbon cutting ceremony once construction is complete. So that's pretty exciting. It wouldn't be a state of the city if we didn't brag about being good stewards of the environment and the land. So please welcome Mayor Pro Tem McGarry back up to talk about an update on our recycling program. We all know it's the right thing to do, and after all, it is a state mandate.
Great. Thank you, Councilmember Fitzpatrick. So I'm going to get you through this really quick, and the last comment you guys are going to be super excited to hear about. So we're going to talk about sustainability and environmental program. In 2022, the city began implementing California's new law called Senate Bill 1383, also known as SB 1383. SB 1383 requires all residents and businesses to require their organic waste. The city remains committed in supporting our community and applauds our year-over-year 100% compliance in this program. This is great. 100% compliant in residential recycling programs, commercial business recycling programs, edible food recovery, and recovered organic procured products. This is all part of 1383. The city's residents have helped reduce our greenhouse gas emissions and landfill use by keeping 4,731 tons of organic waste materials out of the landfill. And our city businesses have also helped to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions and landfill use by keeping 5,016 tons of organic waste out of the landfill. That's a whopping 9,747 tons if you didn't do the math. The city's business continues, did I say tons? Yeah, it's tons. Tons, it is, it's a lot. See, even the mayor said so. The city's businesses continue to help contribute to helping our local food recovery programs by participating in are SB 1383 requirements of ensuring we recover edible food and prevent food spoilage. And in 2025, the city is trending positively to exceed these last year's already positive environmental program participation for our community. So we look to expand that. So this is something really super exciting. How many of you are here waiting, wondering, excited to hear what's going on with Silver Rock? See a raise of hands. So with that, let me introduce our amazing, super extraordinary city manager, Mr. John McMillan, who's been living, breathing, eating this project since 2002. So John, thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Pro Tem McGarry, and really thank you all of council. I think Dermot pointed to it earlier in the back of the room, do what you love, and that is certainly why I'm here. And I know that's why all of these council members are here. Everybody is doing what they love, and certainly the staff, they reflect that as well. And there's been an incredible journey. I know I'm supposed to talk about Silver Rock, but there's not much to talk about. Can you roll? Can you roll the video, Marcy? No, there is no video. There is no video. But it has been exactly. It has been an incredible journey. I think over the last year and a half with the bankruptcy, the things that I have learned as I've learned everything about power over the last 5 years, I've learned everything about bankruptcies over the last year and a half. I know now about what a dip loan is, and it's not a loan to a dip. It's debtor in possession financing, and the city of La Quinta provided up to $13 million of debtor in possession financing to fund the bankruptcy process. And that is to ensure that through this process, the city's original envision for Silver Rock is realized. And at this point, I think the most important thing is we've progressed, and I know from the outside it seems like not much is happening, and bankruptcies take forever and they're slow. This bankruptcy started in August, and it's been, seems like 24/7 since then. I got to do some traveling. In October, I spent a week in Delaware at the bankruptcy court. Not a very fun experience. Actually, the results were fantastic, but at the end of the day, we have a fantastic new developer. This developer has an approved project, has gone to the Planning Commission, has been approved at the City Council, is ready to invest in this project, and in October, the bankruptcy court approved the sale. And so at this point, we're waiting for the closing, and we're working diligently to make that closing happen. So very soon, we'll have a project, we'll be moving forward. And when everybody says it's easy to build it, I really truly believe that. It's everything that happened ahead of it that's difficult. And we are very close to being at that point where we can see it going forward again. So we're on a good path. It's been a long journey, and I thank staff, because in the meantime, I really haven't been a city manager. I've been kind of hiding in my office and spending way too much time not interacting with the staff. But truly, they've held everything up through that process. Anyway, thank you, everybody. We look forward to Silver Rock in the very, very near future. With that, I think we've got a video, and I'm going to hand it over to Mayor to close this out. So thank you, everybody.
Bill, did you approve this message? Bill's been right there by his side. They drank a lot of milk together. Okay, brand video. Let's talk about our brand. Wondering why we're in our colors. So after 40 plus years becoming La Quinta,
Again, the momentum continues, and we are more than a destination. I rewrote this section. Hold on, let me find it. I didn't like some of that. Sorry, Marcy. We are more than a destination. We are a place to land and a place to launch, a place that stays with you, a place where you come, live, work, and play, and recreate and retreat. And our new branding, we love the fact that people say, hey, we love that shirt, we love your hat, where can I get one, where can I buy one? Well, you can't yet, but down the road you will be able to with our new cultural campus. But the new branding, again, doesn't only confirm that we're the only gem of the desert, despite other state of the cities who think they're the almost or the hidden gem. We are the gem. And that Love La Quinta brand definitely celebrates our rare blend of the natural beauty, our cultural vibrancy, and the personal connection that we all have with not only our city, the history, and our surroundings. We honor the residents who have this deep connection with this place that we call home, and we welcome our visitors who are discovering why La Quinta has been sought after as an escape and retreat for so many years. So we are dressed in some of our branded colors, and we are going to do a short branding video. Yes, Marcy? And then we'll wrap up with the events and a close. There we go. As I like to promote this event, let's talk about a few of the upcoming events, not necessarily in date order, but American Express is January 19th to the 25th at PJ West and La Quinta Country Club. Yes, we do have Old Dominion and One Republic. That will be concerts that next go-round. We do have our annual open house. We hold a city council meeting the first Tuesday of December. We call the meeting to order. We do some of the agenda. We take a break. We just kind of hang out in the reception for a half hour, 45 minutes. We have nice little appetizers and mocktails, and then continue our city council meeting. That's December 2nd, open to anybody at City Hall. We have, as Steve mentioned, at the museum, the annual casita lighting, and that's Wednesday, December 3rd at 5 p.m. Usually have mariachis playing. It's a lot of fun out there. Great courtyard, and you can get a chance to see what the new design's going to look like. And then, of course, our spectacular tree lighting that we've been trying to up the game every year is Friday, December 5th at Civic Center campus. How many remember the snow last year? Oh, yeah, people love the snow. And of course, we mentioned Ironman December 7th, all in La Quinta, so away from the commercial corridor, away from Washington per se, and it'll all be surrounded by Lake Cahuilla, all of the southeast area. We go into Thermal, an incorporated area of Riverside County. They get to ride on the Thermal racetrack as part of their cycling. They come back to Silver Rock, they run the golf course, and they party at our park, which is awesome. And again, American Express. So closing remarks. Brian, did you see that CV Link piece in the accomplishment? Okay, all right, we want to make sure that we included that one since we just kind of did. Thank you, Marcy. I didn't watch the screen, and I knew it was in there. Lots to celebrate. We're going to be doing a group trip out there, by the way, on e-bikes. Okay, all right. Are you still with me? 2 minutes, max. You know I talk fast. We have now traveled through the key city functions, recognized the various departments and the staff that really makes things tick. We've looked over the future state of La Quinta and what's going to be coming forward in our big projects and spend. And it's that stability of our fiscal stewardship, our economic development, as well as that strong public safety that blends it all together to maintain a community that provides that quality of life for our residents and our visitors. And each of the components and functions represents the hard work and the team effort that results in these tangible milestones. And this is a collective effort. This is not just our staff, public safety, our council, our businesses. It is the residents. It's everybody who has that love for La Quinta that contributes to this, that really makes this partnership grow. And our journey is one of that continuous improvement. We're always striving to do better and take it to the next level. And we want to shape that momentum to be more resilient, more vibrant, and more prosperous for that next generation of La Quinta. So we want to say thank you in conclusion to the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce, as well as the congratulations to the award recipients, the La Quinta Resort, and a special thanks to AVSU team for our AV equipment. And enjoy one of our home-based businesses, one of our cottage businesses, the Cookie Batch, Gracie's Cookies. She's a resident here of La Quinta that you can enjoy as well. Thanks to our city staff, our supportive spouses and significant others who allow us to do what we do. We didn't make them stand and applause because I'd probably hear about it later, but they're here and we fed them, so that's a great part. And thank you all for really allowing us to show our love for La Quinta and making this truly the gem of the desert. So have a great evening, and we're onward and forward in La Quinta. And what? Wouldn't be a state of the city without a cheers for a little bit of tequila. So cheers, salud. Thank you.
Brother, there's far too many of we don't need to escalate. You see, war is not the answer, for only love can conquer hate. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Oh, picket lines and picket signs. Don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see what's going on. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Oh, what's going on? Right on. Right on. Right on. Everybody thinks we're at home. Oh, but who are they to judge us? Simply cause our hair is long. Oh, you know we've got to find a way. Bring some understanding here today. Picket line and picket signs. Don't punish me with brutality. Come on, talk to me so you can see what's going on.